So, good morning, everyone. Um, Today I'm planning to um, talk about a subject which is a very painful subject for many women and many families, which is that, during divorce or during some other big challenges in life, sometimes, the children are being taken away from the parents and what kind of experiences people have had about those things and how it affects many aspects of their lives. So basically, this came about because recently somebody posted that they have had received back their children, and whatever the reason originally was that they lost them, or somehow that connection was being, limited. So, yeah, in my case, there was the story that because my husband was violent and our our child was very young, like 2 years. I was still breastfeeding him. He was our youngest child. So basically, yeah, we had that situation of family violence at home, and my husband was Kurdish. He was like from that kind of different culture that, like he could get, crazy and angry for things that for us were totally normal. Like going swimming with some male friend in the summer. That was like one thing. The other thing was that if I went to toilet, if I was wearing the nightgown, some long t-shirt, let's say, in the night at my own house, just because his brother was living in the other bedroom, he he totally lost it, He was like shouting huara huara, it means like, slut, that for him it was something unbelievable that a woman could go in her own house to the toilet in a long t-shirt, like, and things like that. So we came from such a different backgrounds, For them, what we considered normal was totally, you know, unacceptable. So, yeah, and actually, our situation escalated when some of his friends arrived from Iraq. They stayed in our living room. We had a small two-bedroom apartment, and my child was like, our youngest child at that point was like, yeah, 2 years and something. So in the end, like we had to get out from the flat like 8, 9 a.m. just to let those guys sleep. Because when the child woke up, of course, there was noise. And many of, like my ex-husband used to work in the pizzeria, and they would arrive, like 4 a.m. or something, just to sleep in the flat, and his friends would be helping him there. So also it was like a situation that, you know, they wanted to sleep, and, we couldn't stay there, uh, hanging out just, you know, with the child. So we were going somewhere to the park or, whatever there was that kind of programs for young children, or we would visit friends and stuff. But also this became a problem in the end for my ex-husband, that we were all the time on the go. We were visiting friends and, going to different events also, because I used to do, these spiritual things. We went to the temple, or we went to the Ammasatsang, so I mean, this was for him like some kind of nightmare. And when it came to the point that I decided, to leave, we went to this kind of, we call it turvakoti, like security home for small children's parents, in family violence situations. Um, so because it was like my ex-husband, he used to spit on us, he used to shout like really like it was crazy, you know. He was really like tired and off balance, you know. So yeah, and when we were in the Turvakoti, there was also at the same time this that Amma was coming to Finland. So of course I wanted to go and visit Amma, you know, and of course the people in the child protection, they were like, you know, they didn't understand why I had to go to the Amma meeting with the young child. But Amma comes to Finland every 2 years. At that time she came, at least. So for me it was like, of course we go. And because of that, and because we came very late home, we came like next morning, like maybe 7 o'clock or 6 o'clock, because the all the buses didn't go at that, you know, night hours when the program, you know, the Devi Bhava always in the Amma, it's going on and on. So basically, yeah, it happened that, you know, we came really early, like next morning back from there. And even though my child was like sleeping in the, you know, pram, and, you know, it wasn't really a problem, you know, the social had, you know, decided that, you know, this is a reason for, you know, this kind of kiireellinen sijoitus. It means like they have to act soon, or it was urgent that the child got into some kind of better, you know, care and environment. So basically, yeah, we were addressed to this kind of like perhekuntoutus. It means like we were suggested to go to this kind of like family therapy or family rehabilitation. But that place was not available until 1 month from that day. So then, during this 1 month, our child was staying in another family, and we were kind of like organizing our lives. I was able to move to another place. I could like take my stuff from the old house, and I found this. Actually, it was like one Iranian woman who was letting a room in her three-bedroom flat. So I was moving in with her, and our child was sometimes with me, and sometimes with my ex-husband. But later on, you know, the situation was going more and more that my ex-husband was kind of more, you know, taking care of the child, and also because his sister was in Finland. So my youngest child also ended up staying with them. You know, when the twins came to Finland, you know, yeah, the story was that I had these twins first, and Josef and Lavi, and they were already like 4, 5 years old, you know, when all this happened, and they arrived to Finland after this crisis, like, and it was because like the Finnish social system, they supported bringing Sakar to Finland to take care of the all of the children. So actually there was this positive thing that we were able to bring Sakar to Finland, and because she had already taken care of our twins in Iraq for like 2 years. So, and I was with the youngest child in Finland, and she was in Iraq taking care of my twins. So then there was this family reunion, and it was natural that the children wanted to stay together, the father wanted them to stay together, and the situation was developing that actually my ex just like said to me that, you know, that the social is not supporting me, you know, in you know, the parenthood, that that they support that the children stay with him. And actually, one of my big mistakes with the social was that I was talking about going to India. I wanted to go to visit Amma, and at that time, like my husband was not like taking care of the children a lot because he was all the time working, so I couldn't like trust that he can take care of nothing. But then when the sister arrived to Finland, the whole situation changed, of course, because the sister was taking care of them. So I said to the social that I can take the child with me to India, and that was the point that they really like thought I was crazy and things like that. So yeah, but anyway, the message of this video actually was that uh, these kind of things they leave deep wounds for the mother's identity in one point. But on the other hand, you know I feel it was natural that the children they like to stay together, and I tried to support my ex-husband with this situation as much as possible, and I used to visit them a lot. But yeah, the situation was that my children never came to visit my home after that, because my ex, like, he would like you know take Amma's picture from the wall and just like start to step on it and shout bad words, even this huara, which means like prostitute, for Amma, because it was not part of his culture, okay, but like it was going really to the extremes. Like he was going crazy about everything and anything which was not Islamic in one point. For him, that was the only, normal thing, you know, to do. But yeah, that really ended up in a situation that I couldn't stay with him anymore, and there was no respect in one point. But he really did his best. What I say. We were 7 years together, and he tried to tolerate, but in the end, it was just like he couldn't. So yeah, but at the moment my children are in Iraq for 3 months during the summer. They always like to go and see their relatives during the summer holidays, so that's something they really look forward to. And yeah, and moi, okay, I come soon. Mm. Yeah, there is some our Iraqi friends. Now we are having this project actually in Kirkkonummi that we are starting to open one kioski, like a pizza kioski. And my partner Patricio, he will work together with these people, from the Middle East. So it's something interesting. We have my Somali friend there also. So we have a very international setting. But I'll let you know about that later. Take care, guys. Have a beautiful day. Bye.